So this was obviously before the Salah haul, if you can call it that, which I guess you can, 2 goals. And this was when Trent was getting 1, happy days, and he's on -1. So I don't know what your net score is going to be, but I would say add about 10 points to that. So about 60, 60 points for the week. Before the Liverpool game kicked off, that's when I put this graphic together. You were at an overall rank of 1.74 and on 50 points. Talk us through your team. Obviously, Kane stands out, but McCarthy with a 9 is a really nice score, right?
Yeah, my Southampton boys, I'm so pleased that I kept the faith with them. So pleased, because McCarthy and Carl Walker-Peters doing absolute business when the rest of my defence were woeful. Eric Dyer is still one that could go, but he's wildcard. It's a wildcard problem, Eric Dyer, so that's fine. James Justin came in this week for Lascelles. If only honestly, on Friday night, the stress I was under, worrying about Podence and Lascelles not playing, I wish to goodness I'd just left it alone, because then Basuma would have come off my bench. But it is what it is. Justin, fine. Whatever.
Getting those Basuma points would have been so jammy. So jammy.
Why?
He's never going to score a goal like that again, let alone in the 93rd minute of a game that he's losing 4-1.
Wasn't it beautiful?
But it would have been so jammy if you'd have got those
beautiful. So Salah doing nice Salah things.
Captaincy again. It's so hard to nail a captaincy, isn't it? Despite all these goals flying in, I can't nail a captaincy. It's ridiculous.
I didn't want to go Kane because we were away at Old Trafford and I didn't know how that was going to go. I didn't want to go Fernandes because I didn't want to back him against Spurs. I didn't want to go Salah because he was away from home, and the Mane not being there worried me. The COVID thing stressed me, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I was stressed. And then I looked at the rest of my team and thought, well, I can't trust Shay Adams with it. I'm just going to go with KDB because he was the most obvious next choice, and it was Leeds, and I thought they might score goals.
Yeah.
It was a bad decision. I should have just gone with Salah or Kane, but equally, I still...
Listen, 50 points is still a good game week, or 60 or whatever
60,
you're on. It's still pretty good.
It's fine. I was fully intending to wildcard over international break. I think this is fixable with a -4, -8. I think... I already know that Shay Adams is going to go. He probably is now going to become Ollie Watkins. So that's fine.
You going Ollie Watkins straight away?
Probably.
All right.
I'll probably go Ollie Watkins. I want to change Davis for Brewster, so that'll give me some options up top. But again, that can wait. That's not an issue. And then I've just got to work out what I'm doing next in terms of the double up with Spurs, what I'm doing with Trent. But all of those things can kind of wait over international break. I'm just going to watch the markets. I've got to decide on Calvert-Lewin and what happens with him. Because that's the other problem I've got, is that if I'm going Dominic Calvert-Lewin, then I've got to take some money out of somebody. But then can that wait a week? I might wait.
Fernandes going to stay in your team, do you think?
Yeah.
Despite what's going on at Manchester United, still going to get points, isn't he? Still going to get penalties and stuff. Yeah.
It's Man United. They get a penalty every day.
Yeah, it's true. So there we go. I think, roughly speaking, about 60 points. While I'm talking through my team, why don't you have a look at Fantasy Football Fix, have a look at where your overall rank is after that Liverpool game.
It'll be worse, I'm
sure. Tell you.
I'm sure it'll be worse because Salah was so highly...
Well, potentially.
Oh no, it's gone up.
I was going to say, I don't think he was that highly captained this game week, but it would give you a red arrow.
60 points, 1.6 mil, which is actually decent because I was at, 2 point... I think I was at
You're at 1.7 when you told me earlier.
No, but at the end of last week, I think I was at 2 point something.
Okay.
2.3 or something. So it's a nice,
not that one,
nice chunk of green.
All right, so here's my team for the week. I was on 40 points before that Liverpool game. Then Salah's, I think, got me, 13. Trent's got the -1, so that leaves me on 49 according to Fantasy Football Fix, with an overall rank of, excuse me, still at 2.5, which I was at 3.1 last week, so 2.5. Listen, it's not where I want to be, but I wouldn't have played it any other way. Honestly, guys, finding it so hard this year to find any sort of consistency. I'm finding myself so average right now. The FPL average, according to Fantasy Football Fix, is 48. I'm on 49. Last week, I think the average was 30 something, and I was a couple of points below. I'm really struggling to sort of just get anywhere near above the average, except for game week 1. I had a good game week 1, but after that, it's been bang average, either a little bit above or a little bit below. The thing that is hampering me the most is not nailing this captain.
Yeah, me too. Not
nailing the captain is making sure I am bang average and just creeping up in rank or creeping down in rank a little bit. I say creeping up, that is a 500,000 rank rise this game week, so I'm not going to complain about that. But I think if I could nail that captain, and that's what I tried to do this week, I could see a lot of people going towards Kevin De Bruyne, a lot of people going towards Jimenez, rightly so. Didn't see that much of a movement towards Danny Ings.
It made a
and
lot
I just
of sense.
I looked statistically at West Brom and I just thought they are so bad defensively. They give up so many chances. A lot of people were saying to me, well, Danny Ings, he's only had like a few shots on target. And I'm like, yeah, but when he does, he scores. He's really clinical. So if he gets those shots against West Brom, which he's bound to, surely he gets the goals. Now, he could have got the goals today. There was one header, I think Sam Johnson did very well to save. And there was maybe even the first goal they scored with Gineppo, I was crying for the Ings assist. It actually wasn't an assist, but I would have loved it if it was. So maybe on another day, Ings gets me a few points and it looks a bit better. But as it is, a 2-pointer. Again, I go into this game week with Ings and Jimenez up front, playing West Brom and Fulham at home, and I come out with 6 points, including a captaincy. It's absolutely unreal.
I was, honestly, your attack this week really scared me. Not owning Jimenez, not owning Ings in those two fixtures, I was seriously worried.
I thought I was on for double figures for both of them.
I did, and I was looking at mine, Kane and Adams, thinking, well, I've got the second choice at Southampton because Ings has obviously been the one that's firing. And all right, I've got Harry Kane who can always get points, but it's Man United, he's not going to get a hatful. How wrong was I this week?
No,
I was
absolutely.
really wrong.
Defence massively let me down. Cole Walker-Peters, no, he's absolutely not let me down. He's done really great last couple of weeks. But Ryan with a 0, James not playing, and then with Lascelles and Davis and Ferguson, obviously, I've got squad issues there as well. Trent with the -1 is not ideal at all. De Bruyne with the blank. Rodriguez is the star of the show, no doubt about it. Without him, I would be way, way down. Nothing for Podence and Jimenez, the two most attacking players on the pitch for Wolves, against Fulham at home, and I get 4 points. It's incredible, really, 5 points. Nothing for Souček, but that's fine. I didn't expect anything from Souček. I just played him because I wanted to play him over Lascelles and Davis. So yeah, the captaincy really, really not doing it for me. Finding it hard, guys, this season. If you're feeling the same, get in the comments below. Let us know in the live chat. If you're finding FPL flipping hard work this year, let me know, because I am. I really, really am. And to that end, I am thinking about pressing the wildcard button. I've put a couple of drafts together, and I will talk you through them. I must admit, even having just seen the Liverpool game, I am now absolutely not considering doing Trent and Robertson together. That was one of the key reasons for wildcarding, was I just didn't see any value in any of my defenders, and I just thought that Reece James was going to be a problem. I still think he's going to be a problem, by the way. So I thought, well, let me spend a bit of the money I've got in the bank to upgrade to Robertson, because of all the defences, Liverpool's don't look too bad. Then tonight happened, and I'm absolutely not thinking that anymore. So Robertson will probably become a 4.5, and all of a sudden I have a bit more money to maybe do somebody better than Jorginho. Or I probably have some money to do somebody better than Brewster or Souček maybe, or I don't know. But one thing's for sure, that now feels over-invested in the defence, that wildcard, in terms of Trent and Robbo together. Lamptey, I think, is a nice pick, but again, I've got Ryan, so do I want to double on Brighton? And flagged, and I think he's come off on both of the last 2 games, isn't he? So is that a bit of a concern for Lamptey owners? Jorginho in the middle is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek pick, but maybe it's not. I mean, if he's going to get me a penalty or 2 penalties every month and a double-digit haul every now and again, I'm going to take that for 5.1.
But also, the way that team is structured, you would want to play those front 3 every week, and therefore you're going to need to be able to bench a couple from that mid.
Well, possibly. I mean, Ferguson would be benched, obviously, until he comes to the fore at Crystal Palace, which I'm still convinced is going to happen. Brewster, I think, can get game time. Right? Brewster, I think will play for Sheffield United. They've got Fulham at home next game. That seems like a really good opportunity for Wilder to unleash him in his full home debut. You'd like to think.
Yeah.
I've gone for Dominic Calvert-Lewin at the front there. And the more astute of you will realise that I've taken Rodriguez out of this team, which seems bonkers given he's just had his 18-pointer. But again, I go back to this thing about, well, if Richarlison is going to be fit, Rodriguez is a bit deeper, he's a bit more of a Modric than he is anybody else a bit further forward. So this is by no means, this is just my initial thoughts. But one thing's for sure, with the Spurs fixtures after the international break, pretty sure I'm going to want Heung-min Son or Harry Kane or Gareth Bale. And as I said before, I think Kane is a brilliant pick, don't get me wrong. And at 10.5, I think you're going to get what you pay for. But Son and Bale, I think, are really going to benefit from this new Harry Kane style of play. But right now, Bale is a risk because Son is in such good form. If Bale suddenly turns it on and is as good as Son, then you've got to consider him for sure. But right now, why would you take that risk when Son is such a surefire bet? He just looks so good.
No, I totally agree with you.
So that's my thinking on my wildcard. Now, I did do...
I just can't wait to have GB back in my team. I've got to have him on my shirt this year.
You can have Son and Bale and Kane in your FPL team.
No, I can't, can I? But Gareth Bale is like, I need to buy a shirt. I need to get Gareth Bale on the back of it. That needs to happen.
So there was another wildcard that I put together, and this is, rather than Jorginho, I've gone for Pulisic in the middle, and I still do like Pulisic in the middle.
Who's that up top?
But that's Callum Wilson up top rather than Jimenez. Now, if I think about what I said before about Jimenez and Wolves' identity and etc., then is Jimenez going to be worth the 8.5? Or, as you said quite rightly when we were talking about that, is there value if you drop down? Now, yes, there's value in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If you go down below that, the value starts to become a little bit more questionable. But you're saving 2 million having Wilson over Jimenez, and that 2 million makes a Jorginho a Pulisic.
The thing is with the Wilson thing is I think Wilson is a really nice pick if St Maximan is fit and firing at Newcastle. We saw that. We saw the massive difference between Newcastle without St Max and Newcastle with St Max. He was outstanding yesterday. Truly outstanding. Now let's see what's happening with him with injury, because I think if he's fit again, then Callum Wilson becomes a really nice option. Yeah.
Having said all of this, I feel so bad taking Rodriguez out my team, because he saved me in game week 1 and he saved me bacon in game week 4. The 2 home games that he's had, he's been fantastic.
Can I just say something?
Go on.
I don't think your team really needs a wild card.
Well, there is that. I am considering that.
I'm looking at your team thinking you could take a -4 and that would still look like a really, really nice team for game weeks.
Because now, if you look at the team that's on the screen and I don't do the Robertson transfer, okay, I've got to stay with James. Maybe I need to fix that. But suddenly I'm not investing so much at the back. So, by the way, my current team has 2.5 million in the bank. So getting from, say, a Podence to a Son is not the end of the world. I'm not that short. I could probably find that somewhere. I do want to have Brewster rather than Davies at some stage, but that can potentially wait. I'll have Rodriguez rather than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but on any given day, that can work out for you.
I think we need to. I think personally, my view is that if Richarlison is injured for a couple more weeks, then that wildcard waits a couple more weeks, because Rodriguez becomes a really, really nice option for the next few game weeks.
Could do. Yeah, could do. It's Son that I really want. It's Son that I really want.
Get there.
Yeah, Pulisic, Podence to Son, without making too heavy a sacrifice elsewhere.
He's doable.
For a -4, it feels okay and means I can keep the wildcard in my pocket. So, yeah, I am absolutely considering it, guys, but I haven't hit the button yet because I'm still not convinced that I need a wildcard. But time will tell.
I also think for me, the international break is going to be a thing, because we've got some players like Son who could comfortably bring in knowing they'll be fine because they're not going away on international break.
Yeah.
But you've got others who are going away to play potentially 3 games for their country, and any kind of niggle that comes up over there might force the wildcard issue.
Okay. All right, so there we go, guys. Get in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the #TeamLeeWildcard.